What is up, everybody? It's Dynamic here, and welcome back to another MLW video. Now, it is the off season now, so I figured why not do an MLW hot takes videos where I go post on YouTube, post on Instagram, and say, guys, give me some hot takes, and then we'll discuss them in this video. And you guys did an amazing job with that. We got over 100 hot takes, including both Instagram and YouTube. So I apologize because not all of them are going to make the video, but I chose to pick some of the best ones, and there were some other good ones as well that I sadly had to cut, but a lot of them kind of repeated each other. So hopefully I get to something that you guys were talking about. And as always, if you want to be in a future hot takes video, I recommend following me on Instagram. I will leave the link down below because I usually check those takes first. But without further ado, let's discuss your 2025 MLW hot takes. So there was a lot of submissions about the Wildcats in general, but I'm going to pick some of the ones that I found most intriguing. On Instagram, this person said that they believe that Kyle needs to hand the keys to Pat Ballman in 2026. I'm assuming to focus on the commissioner roles in the league, and I think it's going to be a couple years at least until Kyle ends up doing this. Remember that the Wildcats are personally his baby, and I don't think he's going to want to take a step back until he has to. This person says that Kyle is underrated now, and people think he's bad because he doesn't pitch anymore, but he is one of the premium fielders in the league, an incredible mentor, and still draws walks. 100% I agree with this. I think Kyle is more than competent enough to be in the league. It's funny that so many people's eyes are on Kyle Schultz as a player who used to be one of the best in the league, and I got so many takes about Kyle Schultz. I'll put them all on screen right here, or a lot of them, so you can see, so I don't have to end up repeating myself. But my personal opinion of Kyle Schultz is that he is a more than competent role player in this league who has the potential to do amazing things because of his past. And I think there's so many things pointed at him, right? He's underrated, he's overrated. Why can't he just be a properly rated role player on a team that has a chance to do incredible things next year? That's personally what I think of Kyle Schultz, but he gets a lot of bad and good attention to him that are both dramatic in certain ways. This person says MLW should build onto the Meadows, give it kind of a backyard vibe. I could definitely see a built-on addition to the Meadows, but I'm not sure exactly what that would be and if it would fit MLW's budget. So this submission says that Michael Shima is probably the most underrated player in MLW next to Evan Porter. In my opinion, they are both kind of overrated just because of what fans see from an external point of view. Evan Porter is obviously younger, he is shorter, he kind of has the underdog mentality, so when there's a lot of younger MLW fans, I think Evan Porter seems to be held up a little bit too much, and that is not me hating on Evan Porter. And when it comes to Michael Shima, I really haven't been able to see him play in a while, so it's kind of hard for me to call him underrated. This submission says that MLW will never expand. I completely disagree with this one, even though I do think it's an interesting take, and I commend you for saying it, because there is a chance, I guess, that MLW will never expand, but I do believe that MLW will expand at one point regardless. I think if the league gets super big, they're going to want to expand and add more teams, and I think if the league kind of turns out to be on its last legs, that they're going to kind of throw what they have against the wall, which is going to be expansion. But I don't know, we'll see. This user may be right. This person says that the Mallards will go back to back. It's something that I could definitely see happening. I do have some depth concerns, but them having the second overall pick is definitely going to add to that and help that. We're going to see if they're with or without Trey Flood next year. And then a lot of people are anticipating that Tommy Coughlin might not be playing the MLW this year, but I think that's shut down because I do think that personally he would have announced his retirement next to Jack Agner, but who knows? I do believe that this team will be a playoff team. They will be competing for a championship. Sticking with the Mallards, this user says that Jorgensen should be the number 2 arm over Coleman Flood. I agree. I think Jorgensen kind of adds a sort of dynamic to that bullpen that neither Colm and Flood can replicate. And I think he has such an interesting arm slot, and it's hard for hitters to kind of feel that change of pace between Jordan Robles and Brendan Jorgensen. We'll definitely have to see what happens next season, which way that Tommy Coughlin decides to roll the dice. but I think Coleman Flood are great options as well. This user says that the Diamondbacks will win the World Series and Heath will have a bounce back season. I don't think Jonah Heath necessarily had a bad season. He's just kind of fitting into his role more, but with the roster that the Diamondbacks have on paper, they definitely have a shot. This person said that the Coastal Cobras draft Brody Livingston and he wins Rookie of the Year. I don't know if Brody Livingston will ever end up in MLW, and for my viewers who don't watch other wiffle ball leagues, Brody Livingston is a dog, but he has made some criticisms on the MLW and about why he wouldn't join it, specifically on one of my videos, at least what I saw. But I think if the Cobras were able to draft him, he would definitely help them. A team of rookies would have won the championship. I love this take. I think it's a lot of fun, but I completely have to disagree. I mean, yes, Dustin Staggs. Obviously, you have Brady Pearson. You have guys like Jake Sullivan, Evan Porter. Then you have Kwiatkowski. The rookies this year were really solid, but to win a championship, you need some sort of veteran presence, and that goes for any sport. This user says that the Cobras will have a great draft, make another trade of some sort, and then make it to the World Series. We'll see about that. I think they definitely have an opportunity to do something pretty cool this offseason. They have 2 different picks this year, but not many tradable assets, so we'll see what it comes down to. I don't think they're going to pull off what the Magic did in 2023, but I think they have a chance to make the playoffs. This person says, even though the Gators made the World Series, I think they are not a top 3 team. I can kind of see where you're going with this take. I think they had a pretty easy schedule for the most part, and then when it came to the playoffs, they really only had to win that one hard series. But I do think they are a top 3 team, and they kind of proved it in the World Series by taking the Mallards to 5 games. So say what you want about the Gators. On paper, they probably don't look like the best team, but they're scrappy, man, and they were able to come out with an amazing season. This person said Magic trade Grant Miller to the Cobras for one of the first-round picks. I do not think so. Personally, because Grant Miller probably won't be returning to the MLW, and if I get any comments asking about that, it's just because he has family things to attend to. And second of all, I don't think if he was going to be playing in the first place, the Magic would be willing to deal him. This user says that Ryan Cratch is slightly overrated. He's an amazing hitter, but choked a lot in the clutch this year, and honestly, I'm going to agree with this take a little bit. I don't think he's necessarily overrated, but I think something that gets overlooked in Ryan Cratch's career has been just the lack of postseason success at times. This person says if Sawyer Bean does retire at the end of 2026, it will actually help the Gators long term. I would love some more context to this because I'm kind of curious to what you mean about this. Maybe it opens up certain positions for guys like Jeremy Adams and Dustin Staggs, but I am curious about what you mean by this. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people say that they believe that the Cobras should trade for Jeremy Adams. It's something that can definitely happen. They have 2 first-round picks, so don't be surprised if that's a trade that occurs this offseason. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your hot take. I really wanted to. It's just we got so many submissions, and I remember the first time I made a video like this, I maybe got somewhere around 20 submissions, so this is just incredible, the fact that I was able to kind of pick and choose what hot takes looked interesting to me. But if you left a hot take that didn't get answered in the video that you really want to hear my opinion on, please leave it in the comments below. I'll try and address it maybe in a full video later, and I always love hearing video ideas from you guys. So thank y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment down below. Peace.